Colin Thompson. You remember him from our Eagle pregame show from last season. He filled in on the Sports Bash many a times. You've heard his insight and analysis all over 97.3 ESPN. And his journey to the NFL has been a wild one, and we're going to hear more about it right now. He's also the offensive coordinator for the Lower Cape May Caper Tigers. He's in his first year of that job. I don't know how he's going to pull this off, but I believe he intends to do it. I think he's also getting married soon. So he's got a whole big life change. Oh, and by the way, he made the 53-man roster for the Carolina Panthers, and he joins us now on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. How you been, man?
What's up, guys? First off, I hope your families and everyone's doing well during these crazy times. I miss seeing you guys on whatever that would be, weekly or daily, on time of year or calling in. But been busy, like you've been talking about, doing some virtual offensive coordinating with located regional now with Lance Bailey, our head coach.
Looks like
he's the dry cleaners to pick up my suit for the game.
So let's kind of talk about, last summer you were here with us at 97.3. You were doing the Eagles stuff, and you were filling in with me on the Sports Bash, and, you were playing in the XFL. Before that, you were in the AAF. How did all of a sudden give us kind of the journey from leaving us here and getting the opportunity in the XFL? Then we talked to you when that league folded. What happened after that?
Yeah, so that league folded due to the coronavirus, like a lot of other things. And it's a shame because that's a league that was built to last, and it just couldn't withstand the financial loss of the virus. But what a great league, and it gave guys an opportunity to get where we are now today. I believe there's 12 of us total, maybe 13 across the NFL that are on an active roster or on the practice squad from that league. So it was a tremendous opportunity for me to get film when I left you guys and finished coaching a little bit lower there. But to what you're saying, yeah, I got a call from Coach Matt Rule, who was my coach in college at Temple University, who has a home down in Cape May as well. And got a call from him when I was quarantining down in Florida, up in the Panhandle at my fiance's family condo there. And I was just training and staying in shape, and we had a brief conversation, and we stayed in touch. And he said, we're interested, and we'll keep you posted. And it's pretty straightforward. We're going to bring you in. And then from that moment on, they overnighted an iPad to where I was. Virtual meetings, grinding on virtual meetings, really controlling what we can control, which is very cliche, but very true during these times, especially when you're trying to compete and play against the best players in the world, and you don't even have a gym to access. So it was a very unique training for myself, training in my own gym. The Panthers gave you an X amount of money stipend to build your own gym and have all the things you need to be great, even though you're not there. But, I was able to run on some fields in Cape May. I was running on the beach. I was training every way I could, also doing the days a week. So it was extremely unique, but to go into training camp with the knowledge of the playbook and not just right off the street is a huge advantage. And then to compete and win the third tight end job has been a journey and a grind in itself. And I'm just extremely blessed and humbled, really, truly a product of everyone who's invested in me over the years. And that's sounds like this coach speak, but it's not. It's true. I really am a product of my friends, my family, all the coaches, and honestly, you guys at 97.3, because those are tough times being an NFL free agent, and everyone's like, wait, you're a free agent, but you're doing radio? Like, what are you doing with your life? And those are tough questions to answer every single day. But no, I'm training. I'm still grinding. Mike, we've got to know each other well, and Josh and Hunter. You guys know I was training, driving, working football, have our own podcast. So, the hard work is paid off for now, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch you play this year and battle it out. I know you were enjoying the Flyers run as much as I did, right? I mean, I know it ended well, but I know you're a big hockey guy. But I want to get your thoughts on just everything that's happening with this COVID-19. What is it like now being at training camp every day when it comes to these COVID-19 protocols? Like, what do you have to do every day when it comes to off of the field?
Yeah, so you enter the building in the morning, but before you enter, I'll backtrack. You get COVID tested. It's a quick no swab, and a questionnaire on your phone, and they take your temperature twice before you enter the building in two separate locations about 100 yards apart. And you're off. You're in the building. You put a tracer on your wrist, and that tracer tracks who you're with, who you're around, and for how long. So if that person pops, they say pops, and gets coronavirus, then they know that you were around that person for minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever it may be within a 6-foot period, right? That's the whole 6 feet apart. So if you're within 6 feet of that person for over the amount of time that they don't think is safe, you'll get tested immediately with the 15-minute test, and you kind of go from there. So that's very unique in that sense. The 6 feet apart thing is real in our meeting rooms. We're all spread out. And in our building, we're fortunate that our facility is attached to, or really underneath of the Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte. So we all have our own personal suite. And I'm talking like the suites the 10 to 15 person suites that you watch the game in. So you can go there, social distance. You have the option to be on those meetings virtually through your iPad. Again, that same iPad. So in that sense, it's extremely unique where you can kind of social distance. But I would say this, the most normal thing is practice. We are separating at times to make sure our tracers we're not spending too much time that close together, but practice and football in general has been an escape from life, I guess, for me, forever. That's all I really know. And for all of us to get back on the field. And when you get across the line, especially in the world we live in today, you just focus on doing your job. So yeah, it's definitely unique things. We're washing our hands a lot more. We're wiping the table down when we're done with it a lot more. So maybe we'll take some of those lessons when this is over, and people will be healthier in general.
All right, how's this sound? We're talking to Carolina Panthers tight end Colin Thompson, and of course, Colin, an old friend of ours from here. So give us what that 48 hours was like. You get cut, and then you are re-signed, a day later? So what was that whole period like?
It's just hurry up and wait, Mike. The old adage there, just hurry up and wait. It was really unique, especially when everyone's reaching out to you.
Did they tell you that was a possibility? Like, hey, hang tight, we might try to do some stuff? Or was it a total surprise that when you got that call that, hey, we're bringing you back?
It was not a surprise in the sense that, yes, I was told that we were going to be back to the practice squad. And there's some unique things to the practice squad this year. There's 16 players on it. I believe 4 veterans are allowed to be signed to the practice squad. Obviously, Philly, you guys know what's going on with Josh McCown, which is pretty cool. But for me here, I had a feeling that I was completely brought back to the practice squad. And also they can activate 2 players from the practice squad on game day to be on the active roster. And they're protected, I believe, for 2 weeks without getting waived. And, obviously every other team would have an option to pick that player up at the time. So I thought that was a possibility. The active thing, there's 3 tight ends, and I thought, that could be a possibility too. But, yeah, everything was in play, and that's kind of the hard part. And especially when friends and family are following along on Twitter or whatever they follow along with, and you're just, like, trying to explain everything to everybody. So it was a weird 48 hours, Mike, of being up and down, but also a fun 48 hours in the sense that, the end result was what I wanted and what, we wanted, and just a really a fun story to tell.
When everyone talks about coaching and taking the jump from college to the NFL, they go, it's different. You're working with these professionals that get paid so much money, and it's a totally different atmosphere. Now, you played for Matt Rule at Temple. Do you sense that he's coaching the same way, or can you tell that maybe he made some adjustments in his coaching once he made the jump to the NFL?
Yeah, it's a great question, and everyone will always ask me, is he going to make it in the NFL? Is the college stuff going to make it? I'll say this about Coach. If you watch this at Temple, if you watch this at Baylor, he just runs what he knows fits his team best. He's not an offensive guru coordinator like a Lincoln Riley or you name it, right? The Sean McVay, where you know what you're getting. He is a problem solver. He is a grinder. He always says, I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I'm going to be the hardest working person in the room. And those lessons sound like again, coach speak cliches, right? But he actually truly lives it, embodies it, and the players embody it and believe in his brand. So, and the respect that he has not changed at all with the things he believes in equal winning, which is culture over winning, which is complete buy-in from the players of that everything counts on and off the field, treating everyone with respect. He truly, truly believes in that everything counts, and kind of that what's next mentality, focused on where your feet are, those type of things. So when it comes to that, a brilliant football mind, but really his strengths, in my opinion, as somebody who saw him in college and now in the pros and grown close with them, is just he just knows how to handle people and get the best out of his players. And when you think that's the case with a lot of coaches, with Coach Rule, it's that times 10. He's just that smart.
Colin, what about, you mentioned at the beginning, you obviously you're in the AAF, that folds. You're in the XFL, that folds. You had been with the Giants, got released. With the Bears, got released. How close were you? I mean, you end up becoming the offensive coordinator at Lower Cape May, so obviously you're planning for maybe something down the road or that next life. How close were you to thinking that you might not play football competitively again?
Mike, it never crossed my mind, to be honest with you. I haven't changed my mindset since the day I decided to become a professional, which just happened because my eligibility ran out. But no, it's never changed for me. And I think that's why in year 4, I'm a better player now than I was when year 1 I came out with the Giants. I wouldn't do anything differently, but I have learned a ton. And I have played a lot of football now because of being in these different leagues and playing in a bunch of preseason games in the NFL. And I've had a few cracks at how different off seasons work. I got to train now for the XFL season, and then I got to stay in shape for a possible workout. So I've had a lot of cracks at it, and I feel like I've improved on and off the field. And again, doing all these different things may for someone else, or for maybe just another eye, you would say, wow, he's into coaching and he's doing radio and he's doing podcasts. But the main thing has always been the main thing for me, and that's football. So to me, it never clicked. I never said it's over for me. I'm just getting started, and I just need the right opportunity.
Now, the commitment you made to Lower Cape May, from what I understand, you're going to try to fulfill that. I mean, is that how is that working? I mean, are you going to be on the sideline on Zoom on Friday nights? Or how's that working?
So we talked about that, but no, that's not going to happen. So I'm our offensive coordinator, but our head coach, Lance Bailey, he's really going to be calling the plays and making the calls. And really what my responsibility is during the week, him and I game plan and do a few things, and I build the practice scripts, and, I just get things together. And I talk probably to that staff 7 days a week, whether it's via text or phone call. So I'm heavily involved, and I love it. It's my escape from football. Instead of playing Xbox or, whatever that may be, when maybe the podcast before was an escape. I love helping these kids, being involved in the community down there. We have such an unbelievable community buy-in and so many generous folks in Cape May that support that community. And I'm just really blessed to be a part of it. It's done more for me than I could ever give back. So it's been fun. We will have a great year down there. And again, it's a tough group of kids that work really hard, and a great staff that work really hard. And we're trying to instill our culture there and turn that program around. And I see it happening really sooner than later. It's unbelievable that they're getting the season off the ground there. It's a credit to them. There's a lot of high school programs that aren't going. There's a lot of high school states that aren't making it happen. And New Jersey's found a way to make it happen and have a nice little season from October to Thanksgiving. So that's so cool for those kids, because those kids need this. The kids need school. The kids need sport, just like we all had in high school, and it changed our lives. And I'm so happy that they're able to pull it off. Yeah,
and then your life's going to be changed next summer because you're getting married.
Yeah, next summer, Cape May, now officially a Cape May resident, and yeah, love it. Love being down there, and we're getting married next June in Cape, so it's awesome.
Wow, congratulations on that. And, it's funny, that was when we were doing the pregame show up in Philly, and your now fiance was not feeling well that day, so I had to drive you home. And would you Uber from my house to Cape May?
Yeah, so she had stuff to do for school, And, I don't know if she's feeling, I don't really remember. Maybe she wasn't feeling the best, but I know she had something for school, and she's like, I don't know if I want to sit here. I'm like, you know what? Mike's here. This will work out great. I'll just Uber from Mike's. It was like a 30-minute Uber.
Right.
Wasn't bad at all. And you and I got to spend some time and talk shop and talk biz, which was really cool, which was awesome.
Now, this weekend, obviously, it's the start of the season. What you think? What is the situation in Carolina with the fans? Last night they had about 16,000 people. Is it odd to think about running through that tunnel and having nobody there?
Yeah, it's going to be unique because everybody's there and the TV's on, right? But it's almost like a scrimmage in a way where there's no fans and your parents are in the stands, and even that won't be the case. There'll be no fans allowed in Carolina, at least for the first 2 weeks, I believe they said, which I like. I think it's extreme to say no fans for the entire season. I think you live probably month to month. I mean, no one knows the answer. We all know that. But, to say no fans for the season, I think it's a premature. Lord knows what will be happening between now and then. But, it's going to be weird. I don't think once that whistle blows, that ball's kicked off. Guys are pros. Guys are playing to win. Guys are playing for each other. Guys are playing for a living. You're going to see a good quality football, just like you saw last night. Early in the year, you got to take care of the ball. You have to play mistake-free. You have to tackle all the basic things of football you're going to teach at Pop Warner. They're so highlighted early in the year because no preseason games, like I'm sure you guys have discussed, which is unique. I'm excited. We get to play the Las Vegas Raiders, which is funny to say instead of Oakland.
Yeah.
And, it's crazy.
So
from the booth at 97.3 to Bank of America Stadium.
I know we were sitting doing the show at Vagabond not too long ago, back when you were allowed inside the buildings and doing stuff. By the way, I drafted Ann Thomas I meant to click Colin Thompson, and by accident I clicked Ann Thomas in my fantasy league.
I can guarantee you he has more catches than me this year. No, I'm kidding. He's one of our starters, and he's a stud. He's from Baltimore and played at Indiana. He's a beast. Ian is a beast, and he's going to have a great year. And our other tight end, Chris Manher, I think he's the best blocking tight end in the entire NFL. Everyone always likes. I always get the question, "What do you watch during the game?" Watch the tight end position. I'm a little biased, but they have their hand involved in everything: pass protection, the screens, pass game, obviously, run game, and then that guy 22 for the Carolina Panthers is pretty good too. So there's a lot to watch for the Panthers this year. I think we're a really underrated team.
All right, man. Well, I know game day is quickly approaching. You got to get back in that playbook and go help lower Cape May. So we'll let you run, but we appreciate a little bit of time for the little guys over here, man. Hey, congratulations and good luck with the season.
I'll be back in the booth with you guys in January, so it's all good. Hopefully February.
All right. Stay safe.
See you guys. Thanks.
All right, that's Carolina Panthers tight end Colin Thompson right here on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. Of course, you heard him plenty all over 97.3 ESPN.